Welcome to the Daily Boogie.
The terrifying future of every 80s science fiction movie has finally arrived. A vending machine company in Wisconsin is offering to implant its employees physically in their bodies with microchips. Three Square Market says the chips, which are about the size of a grain of rice, can be used to access computers, operate printers, or buy goods from vending machines. Todd Westby is the owner of Three Square Markets. He's welcoming us to the brave new world, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Westby, thanks a lot for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me, Tucker. Glad to be here.
So, I mean, on the one hand, of course, I salute your, American innovation. On the other hand, I shiver in horror at the level of control you'll have over your employees once you implant microchips in their bodies. Why would you do that?
Well, that's really a misconception regarding the microchips. They're not GPS devices. We cannot track them in the workplace.
It doesn't have to be a GPS device
at all. They're basically used for conveniences that happen at the workplace and around the world. There are really no tracking.
Conveniences in the workplace and around the world. Remember, folks, it's convenient. That's the main thing in our short-sighted, cashless society.
Devices at all, and we can't trace them anywhere.
Yeah. Leaving aside the fact that, of course, I don't believe you, why not just give your employees cards? Do they not have pockets in their clothing? I mean, why would you want to inject them with something like this?
They have access to proximity cards, which will do the same thing as a chip. They also have access to password or PIN pads with 4-digit logins that will get them in the building. However, it's much more convenient to a lot of our employees, being a technology company of break room markets and payment systems. It's the convenience factor that our employees are really in favor of.
Do you tattoo them with anything?
Cash in your chips.
No, we do not. It's basically a implant that goes right beneath the skin between your thumb and your forefinger hand, so that nobody knows the passwords, not even you.
Oh. Now, of course, I'm joking in a lot of my questions, but when you say there's no weird science in this, we're just injecting a microchip into your body so you can use the printer, we would at least concede there's some weird science in it.
Well, it is out there as far as technology goes, but so was the driverless car 10 years ago, and now we have people sitting in it with...
We might bring up an article after this just to make sense of this nonsensical argument that people use. Well, once upon a time, people used to light fires by rubbing two sticks together. Now that means that the microchip is all good.
Without a driver.
Huh. That's still weird technology. Technology. Last question, Todd, really quick. Would you be comfortable if the government or Amazon, same thing, I guess, did this to you?
Well, they do it to the military right now. The government does, and it's a...
The government does it to the military right now. Was he supposed to drop that? He kind of looks like a jarhead to me. No offense against jarheads, but I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. The big jaw, the broad shoulders, the shaved head, the short answers. Yes, sir. No, sir. Sir, no, sir. I'm not denigrating military people, but doesn't this guy look ex-military to you? Come on. If I'm picking ex-military guys out of a lineup, on the left hand you've got Tucker Carlson with his listening face, and on the right you've got this guy who's saying everybody should get injected with a chip, and then he just drops like it ain't no thing. Yeah, the military already does it. Like he knows. Whoops.
That's still weird technology. Technology. Last question, Todd, really quick.
One of the things just say you were trying to, create full spectrum dominance over another population, and you had to sell ideas to people that would otherwise be rejected. One of the ways you do it is by getting people on your side that are both they're not smart enough to know what's going on, but they're not dumb enough to make everyone else disbelieve it. Does that make sense? Just a thought.
Would you be comfortable if the government or Amazon, same thing I guess, did this to you?
Well, they do it to the military right now. The government does, and it's a huge tactical advantage out on the fields. Also with children, and we had a country call us
with
regarding
children.
Kidnappings are having a problem. So
Yeah. Look at Tucker. He's like, I can't believe you're just dropping this.
I guess it's the next thing.
Okay. I'm going to opt out. But thank you, Todd. I really appreciate it.
It was a driverless car 10 years ago, and
We would at least concede there's some weird science in it.
well, it is out there as far as technology goes, but so was the driverless car 10 years ago, and now we have people sitting in it without a driver.
Huh.
Do you see what I'm saying about this guy? Do you see what I'm saying about this guy? Does this guy seem to you like a CEO who is implanting his employees with microchips? Just a question. Does this guy seem like a savvy tech intellectual kind of guy who is implanting his employees with microchips because he genuinely believes in the benefit to society that it will have? Yes or no? You choose.
One of the benefits of this chip is it literally eliminates passwords whatsoever anywhere within the business, and you can log in with your microchipped hand so that nobody knows the passwords, not even you.
Oh. Now, of course, I'm joking in a lot of my questions, but when you say there's no weird science in this, we're just injecting a microchip into your body so you can use the printer, we would at least concede there's some weird science in it.
Well, it is out there as far as technology goes, but so was the driverless car 10 years ago, and now we have people sitting in it without a driver.
Huh. That's still weird technology. Technology. Last question, Todd, really quick. Would you be comfortable if the government or Amazon, same thing I guess, did this to you?
Well, they do it to the military right now. The government does, and
like
it's a huge tactical advantage out on the...
And no. You know what? Most people that I've known in my life that have been involved in the military are exceptionally intelligent. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying military people are dumb. I'm saying certain people are picked for certain positions to do certain jobs. It's like if you are of below average intelligence when you enroll, when you enlist, guess what? You're not going to be like a high-level super spy. Nope. It's just the way it is. They do psychoanalysis in the military as well. You're guess what, man? If you've got a low IQ and you can't put that puzzle back together after someone upturns the table, you're not going to be in the super spy realm. You're not going to be doing that job. You might be washing the rotor blades of choppers or something. We can use you. So you understand, like, I'm not saying that all military people are dumb. That's most definitely not the case. Like, anybody who thinks, like, you know what, anybody. A lot of people who think that all military people are dumb tend to be dumb themselves. They don't get nuance and they don't get layers, and you know. Well, that's the way it is. While we're on the topic, BBC microchip. Let's do it. Hey, isn't this so cool?
People who work here can be chipped to gain entry to the building and various services.
They're doing it in Britain too, ladies and gentlemen.
I've just been chipped myself.
I've just been chipped. How cool is
It's not
this?
a painless process, but it doesn't last too long, not too difficult. Minor surgical procedure, which basically involves a little chip the size of, I suppose, of a grain of rice being inserted under your skin. And you can then go off and have it programmed and then do various things inside the building. Let's go and have a look.
Faith Hope at Love says they're psychoanalyzing us with technology and social media. Yes, if you could go back to the start of the Periscope, it was a long time ago, watch the replay where we're talking about blocking and my reasons why I don't block, it all feeds into that.
Hannah Strobler, who is in charge of this whole chipping operation in this building. Now, you've been chipped yourself. Where's your chip?
Yeah, I have a chip right here, which I use to access the entire office.
So let's see if we can get into this particular.
This is
door.
how I do it.
Okay.
Oh,
No need for
wow.
passcodes.
Isn't that lovely?
And we're in.
Oh, we're
So-
in. And look, ladies and gentlemen, the neon lights and the weird outdoor furniture that's inside and the painting that's on the floor. Oh my God. And the backpack hung above the painting and the bicycles that nobody ever rides and a paint ladder that's there for some God unknown reason. Do you know what this looks like to me? And call me cynical. And there's shoes on the wall. This looks like to me, let's present the most trendiest, weirdest, postmodernist apartment that we can do in order to sell a microchip. What do you think? If you're a cynical person like me, how easy is it to get into the office? Well, it's really easy. I just put my hand up there and it opens. And then when we walk into the office, ladies and gentlemen, what does it look like?
Which I use to access the entire office.
So let's see if we can get into this particular.
This is
door.
how I do it.
Okay.
No need for passcodes.
And we're in.
Wow, isn't that
What
magnificent?
else can you use this for? Is it just for
What else
getting
can you
entry
use it
to
for?
doors? 'Cause that would
Yes.
seem effective.
Let's not keep attention too long on the trendy, quote-unquote, office that just happens to be there. I think it was a total of 8 seconds. So it's at 42 now.
No need for passcodes.
And we're in. So, what else?
Yes. 8 seconds. 8 seconds we got to see the beautiful office. Now look behind him here. I see a more reasonable ladder and a fire hydrant and a big empty room. Do you see a big empty room behind that guy? Just saying. Just saying.
Can you use this for? Is it just for gaining entry to doors? Because that would seem a fairly simple thing.
Absolutely not. I mean, with this technology, I interact with all kinds of devices all around us. It can be normally my smartphone. I unlock my smartphone, my computer, I unlock my
Beautiful.
bike. All kinds of things that are now part of the greater connected Internet of
Greater
Things.
But
connected
inside this
Internet of
building, You'll
Things.
be able to do what else? What other thing will you be able to do?
Oh, I open the front door, I open various office rooms, I
Crack
open
it
the
in here.
copy machine so that I can log into it.
So you
Ah,
can print
yeah.
just by putting your hand against.
What else can it do besides office things? Well, I can hold my hand over the copy machine and print things. Ah! Let's all masturbate. This is outrageous. Instead of think of the time you'll save. Think of the time you'll save. Instead of pressing a button on the copy machine, you can just wipe your hand over a screen. Think about that. Over the course of your life, every time you've gone to the copy machine to print out papers, print out reports and whatnot, think about it. Office workers. I'm not an office worker. But think about it. Every time you go to the copy machine, you don't have to press a button. You just hover your hand over the sensor. And it's like that. Bang. Out comes the paper. Out comes the image. Out comes that report. It's so convenient. So convenient.
The printer.
Exactly. So it's instead of
Exactly.
having some clumsy device in my pocket, I just put my hand on the reader. If we help show people that this is really not that complicated, it's making our lives easier.
If we help show people, I'm gonna have to replay that because this is the whole point of what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It's convenient. It's for you dumb people. You dumb people will appreciate the fact that you don't have to press a button on a photocopy machine anymore. You idiots. You fucking retards. You will love this. Trust me. This is the way these people think. They're not benevolent. They don't like you. You know, most of these people in this industry are just trying to make money. Seizing on technology, riding it, creating companies and stuff. I get that. That's fine. At some point, humanity will have to ask itself whether technology is here to help us or end us, but maybe that's a conversation for another time. But he's really saying, my job is to make it look not complicated. Like, it's simple. It's so simple, even you can understand it. And that's the way it is.
The reader. If we help show people that this is really not that complicated, it's making our lives easier, I think people will actually welcome this
They will welcome
tool
it.
to make their...
If we help show people that it's making our lives easier, they will welcome it. Let's go back to the trendy apartment. This is so much easier. So just getting in the front door, it's so much easier than actually taking a key out and unlocking the lock. Like, it's so uncomplicated. It's so much simpler. Look at the little host here. He's like, I just got chipped. This is amazing. I can't wait to chip up my house.
Into this particular.
This is how I do it.
Okay.
No need for passcodes.
And we're in. So, what else can you use this for? Is it just for gaining entry to doors? Because that would seem a fairly simple thing.
Absolutely not. I mean, with this technology, I interact with all kinds of devices all around
All
us.
kinds of devices.
It can be normally my...
Remember what I told you about the Internet of Things? Your lights, your washing machine, your front door locks, yes? Your car, your computer, your kettle. You'll be able to program your kettle to start boiling your tea at 6 in the morning. Your toaster, your back gate will be on the Internet of Things. They even call them smart meters. You're so smart for having a smart meter. They even call them smart meters. Just to rub your nose in it. No, don't ask too many questions, ladies and gentlemen. We're just installing a smart meter. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Installing a smart meter. Rocking in America. Yeah, keep rocking in the free world, brother. Says, don't block, just jokes. I don't block. I love jokes. Das Internet of Things. Tom Chatelet. Everyone should follow Tom Chatelet, by the way. He does good work. Let's do it again.
My smartphone. I unlock my smartphone, my computer, I unlock my bike. All kinds of things that are now part of the greater connected Internet of Things.
But inside this building, you'll be able to do what else? What other thing will you be able to do?
Oh, I open the front door, I open various office rooms, I open the copy machine so that I can log into it.
So you can print just by putting your hand against the printer?
Exactly. So it's instead of having some...
You can print by just putting your hand against the printer. Yes, and you could have, like, doesn't this seem more awkward than pressing a fucking button? Like, can you imagine, like, you know when your card doesn't swipe at the shop? And you're like swiping it. Can you imagine like standing at the printer, like trying to swipe your chip, going, come on. And people are standing behind you going, like rolling their eyes, going, oh my God, I can't believe this guy's still at the printer. Can't believe he's still there. Someone else comes up and swipes their chip for you. If only these machines had buttons, then all of our problems would be solved. Look how convenient this is. I've just got to cock my elbow and dislocate my shoulder and twist my hand at an unnatural angle so the printer can scan my chip, and then, ladies and gentlemen, I will get all of the papers I desire. I mean, the future is fucking amazing. It's incredible. And someone else said something like, this room also looks staged. Yes, notice how there are no papers on the walls there, and the shelving looks like it's been installed in the 1980s. If there was paper on the wall, I'd be more inclined to believe that the printer works. He might be the first guy that's actually made a chip printer work. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we're onto something. Maybe this is the future. Maybe this is the future for office workers. It's like, you better limber up. Maybe that's what all the calisthenics was for. You know, before work, like you have to do stretches and stuff. You're going to have to do stretches and work those biceps in order to get the printer to work. I bet you never thought you'd hear that. Oh, I'm sorry. Can someone more physically adaptive please print my pages for me? Because I didn't do my stretches this morning. My shoulder's really sore, so I can't cock my arm at that angle, I'm afraid. This is so convenient.
Clumsy device in my pocket. I just put my hand on the reader. If we help show people that this is really not that complicated,
It's not that complicated. You just have to dislocate your shoulder in order to print your pages.
it's making our lives easier.
It's
I think
easier.
People will actually
Look.
welcome this.
If we could just show that it's making our lives easier. let's see the guy doing it the easy way.
Exactly. So it's instead
If we could just if we could just show that this is making our lives easier, well, you're doing a bloody good job, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is making your life easier. Maybe when he gets back from physical therapy, he will understand why it's so much easier to do it this way. Tamara says it appears he's making fun of the disabled. Of course he is. Of course he is. Workers' comp for printer-related injuries. We've just discovered a new go-to fucking industry. I urge everybody to now go out and get ambulance chaser style law firms like Saul, and we will go after the chip community that's been left behind. These poor people that took the chip and they were like, it's going to be so good. And next thing I know, I couldn't play tennis anymore. And so I couldn't play piano anymore after I got the chip. Why? Because I tried to print something at the office. Could you imagine the outrage on CNN? Neither can I.
Instead of having some clumsy device in my pocket, I just put my
Some
hand on the
clumsy
reader. If we
device in my
help show
pocket. Instead of having some clumsy device in my pocket, I just need to cock my arm at an unnatural angle and hope that the printer turns on. This is so convenient.
people that this is really not that complicated. It's making our lives easier. I think people will actually welcome this tool to make their lives easier.
And is there a sort of wider philosophy behind it?
We are early adopters of this technology. We experiment with it. We learn it, how it works, because I think that there might be a day when the tax man or the big corporates...
Oh, yes. Don't worry about the tax man and the big corporations. The tax man and the big corporations are going to try to stamp down on the chip. That's why you should get one right now. Who's funding this technology? It's really convenient. It's so convenient. You won't even have to press a button at the copy machine.